Welcome back to Ground of Aces, episode number 2 of our mini series on this one. Really enjoying it so far, but I want to push straight on ahead and get things going. If you could take a moment, though, drop below, click that like button, leave a comment to help with the algorithm. Not that it's going to be a big deal with a short series. It is going to be a big deal on the eventuality of coming back to this one and continuing on when they add some more content in. But we do have a rainy recon mission that we need to respond to. You can see our new better plane is actually not great at recon. It's not its strong suit. So we're going to want to bring in our other guys. We already have an 88% chance with one. With two, we give ourselves a 99% chance, and you want to maximize those odds. And as we head into the late part of the evening, we'll let those guys head out on their mission. And we have to scramble jets anyways. Scramble. Okay, well, we have two on a mission, so even though they're only just taken off, looks like we have two planes attacking. Now, one of the other problems is, well, I guess it's not going to take him that long. He's still got to get here. But we are scrambling. Setting the alarm for the base isn't going to do anything as we have no air defenses yet. This is the only air defense we have, is this plane to scramble. I was also going to highlight another problem. Okay, scramble report. We got a U-5C. Two planes headed for base. So we've not succeeded in intercepting, even though we scrambled immediately. Yep, they succeeded. They strafed across here. We have taken some damage. Alert comes to an end. Plane's going to land. So we got him airborne immediately the moment the alert came in. Yet it was not quick enough. Not sure how to do that any faster. Our recon was successful, and one of the pilots has leveled up. So the more you do, the more you level up. That's good to know that they are gaining skills as time goes on. And there we go. Recon mission successful. I think we're going to be sticking to these two planes as our primary means of recon, and they seem to have it under control as they come back to land. And now we have to intercept a light fighter. Wait for these two to land. Oh, he's going to run across the... He did not get run over. Good for him. That was a close call, though. Is this going to be enough? 87% chance. You add in the one that just landed. You got a 99. We don't need all three. So we will do that. Clearly, we need another fighter, though. We are going to have issues, though, with ammunition here very shortly. The metal press is nearly done. And should be done here in a couple hours. We're going to have to queue up ammunition before anything else. Is the metal press where we're going to find that? Yes, it is. Low caliber ammo. Set that. This one's much harder. As it's only counting one at a time. We need to get it back to 200. There we go. Set to 200. Now here's where I run into a problem is I can only queue up 3 things. So either I need a second metal press to divide up the tasks, or I will always have to leave one off or replace it over time. But I don't need any high caliber ammo right now. I don't need any bombs right now. But food rations is the third tier of the food that we are producing. So we definitely want to get food rations set. And unlike the others where we only want them at 20, this one, I want to make sure we have plenty of food in reserve at all times. So we're going to set this to 50, which we have 46 right now in storage. So that's going to just begin that process of converting over some of our current food into rations. The rations aren't going to go bad as quickly as the food, so you want that higher tier. So first harvests are happening. That's going to come up with more seeds. I would imagine that they're going to turn around and immediately replant and then be able to plant like 4 additional plots out here. In theory, anyway, that's how this should go. Next workbench is the electronics workbench, so let's go ahead and get that crafted. And if we are going to clear the way to bring in some additional planes, as that one succeeds, one of them had a real rough time of it, but took 0 damage. The other one did take some damage, but did the bulk of the fighting, and we get another victory point. So we're going to want to get, well, a second with the 3, which we have the victory points now, so we could get that second immediately. Let's go ahead and get the small parking spot for that one. We'll put it here. We'll get 2 medium spots to get 2 of the third tier. That'll cost us 4 victory points each, so that'll be the next 8 missions to make that one happen. And then we have a full contingency of 2, 2, and 2 of each type to be able to scramble at times what we need for various missions. But to have room for 3 more pilots, we need a whole nother barracks. Matching the one that's already there, we're going to do a 10x7 platform and start setting up that second barracks. But we also need to start using some of the luxury goods we have and build up some more amenities for the group to keep them fresh, as we have seen them collapse on occasion. I'm going to try to add some confidence to our pilots. Getting a windsock placed in. Let's put it maybe between these two. Or no, we should put it in between each. If it's going to impact them specifically, we should have one in between kind of each pair. So we do have the 20 luxury goods, and there's a lot of things that we can construct with it, but we're going to need some sort of hall for that to work, which means I think that'll be our next construction here after we get this second barracks on the go, because we obviously want to get going on these next 3 planes so that we can increase, our scrambling capability and our mission success capability. More planes and pilots means more success. Pretty simple. But you can see we've got multiple people struggling out there, collapsed. We definitely need to do more for them. Morale overall is pretty okay. I think it's more of a fatigue factor. Now, the fatigue factor means it's more of a schedule factor. I think if we have more sleep, they're going to have more rest naturally. So if we start their day a little bit later or have them stop their day a little earlier, I think that might be the easier thing. So if we put them on leisure at 9 and let them go to sleep at 11 while still waking up at 5, we're going to get a slightly less done each day, but at the same time we're not going to get less done because we've got people passed out for long periods of time. We begin to avoid that situation. We did get the electronics workbench done, so metal and electronics and repair parts. Pilot competition. Okay, everybody's here, everybody's available. What's maneuvering, which is actually the 2 scout planes have a little bit better chance. Oh, we can only take 1. I think Harold Reese is the one that's been around a little bit longer. I think he's going to have, slightly better bonuses. 57% chance of winning the competition. And being that it's a competition, I don't think we face any danger. There we go. We do have some ammo now. So how do we refuel? There you go. Let's order ammo refill. Well, he's got high caliber ammo, but no low caliber ammo. We do have low caliber ammo. I'm just not sure how we can handle it. The others seem selectable. That one does not. As we expected, the farm is expanding. There's plenty of work still to do. There's quite a few seeds ready to harvest, and then we are making progress on expanding the farm itself. And then the floor is nearly done on our second barracks. I'm going to increase the number of planks that we hold on to because we go through them pretty quick, so we're going to increase that to 30. I don't know how well they stack up. 20. They only stack up to 20, so actually we should just increase it to 40. Meaning we could have 2 stacks at any one time. Pilot competition. Nearly passed, but did not. Crew confidence and mood have decreased as a result. He nearly won the thing. Got a 32, needed a 35. I think 32 is his minimum score. Or close to it anyway. That's okay though, even though we're not going to get a victory point. He comes back in one piece. It was just a training mission, so as it wasn't facing a German enemy, he does survive and the plane comes back in one piece. Now we just need one more successful mission plus our shipment that is now 3 days away from fulfilling this particular order. And the only other suborder we have right now is we could have a maximum of 24 planes. Like I said, we eventually want to get 6 of the tier 1 variety. And then we will move on to tier 2. And we're not going to upgrade the airfield to do that. I think we will probably take this area back here to construct a tier 2 airfield. Eventually. Not quite yet. But looking into what is our next workbench. We just did the electronics. We already have the Taylor. The espionage radio, which will help us gather intel, which we do need for some of the items. But we also need fuel. That's probably a little more important right now. The herb dryer will allow us to make our own luxury goods and medicine. And the glass distillery is going to be kind of maybe a later version of that. Let's get this boiler tank. The night was uneventful, and the morning itself also uneventful, and we begin work at 7 a.m. So a new day begins, and you can see our seed farm is doing just fine, and slowly but surely the main farm is growing, and actually the first minor harvest is ready and or already happening. We have low caliber ammo again. We're maintaining the food rations we need. I've actually started doing camouflage. It's at 10. Why don't I? Nope, not the individual, the station. Let's go ahead and increase that to 20. I'm assuming it'll stack to 20 anyway. Oh, you can prioritize, I see. Alright, so we have finished our flooring. Let's go ahead and finish this building. Or I should say tent, right? It's going to take a good little while to finish. That's going to keep them busy for some time. And then we will add in the first few spots for someone to stay in before we order the next plane. Just as we don't have somewhere for them to sleep just yet. Meantime, we'll also wait for the boiler tank to get finished while the farm continues to grow and expand. And that is our day gone by with not a lot to show for it, but we only have 8 crew members, so there's only so much they could do. They spent a lot of the day farming. And as we have another uneventful night, which is probably a good thing, we don't want them attacking us too often here, right? Farm again kind of takes the priority. They still haven't finished the boiler tank. That's because we're missing wood. We are out of wood. We're going to need to harvest some more trees. Meanwhile, they definitely did make some progress on our second barracks, but it's far from done. In its final phase. Garden is fully active now. All of it. So we have a full 64, and there's the week with 3 successful missions of 4. Let's go ahead and choose our shipment. This is preset to exactly what we had last time, but we have military things we could bring in, like fuel, repair parts, food rations, tarp, ammo, tons of ammo, plane bombs, or some large items that are going to take up more space. But the basic resources aren't a problem. We have the basic resources. So we have trainers. Trainers are obviously helpful to make everyone better, stronger, more effective, but effective at what? You have to have something for them, like an anti-aircraft gun. I think that is a huge need for us. It's going to take up 3 slots. So let's take up 3 slots. And it's a lot, but we're going to go ahead and take the ammo as well. Oh, we are getting a small shipment of fuel, high caliber ammo, and low caliber ammo already. So maybe what else do we want? More luxury goods? Not that I've used them yet, but 20 is not going to go very far. Let's go ahead and make it 40. And as morning hits, we've actually gotten ourselves up to a base morale of 86 into that highest zone, and our delivery has arrived. Let's go ahead and build our aircraft gun. Now, where they had it before was this location, I suppose. That's a good spot for it. Kind of central, especially if we're going to have an airfield over here and an airfield over there. And our central area, our central hub is here. Well, that's definitely taken the bulk of the day. Most of the team members have been working away at that, but the gardening at least is finishing up for the day here. And late into the evening, it's still not a done deal, and we made no progress on our other tasks. 3rd straight day without any missions. Surprising we've gone this long without anything. Today the gardening has taken priority 1 and is now complete. And we have a birthday mission. It's a transport mission. So transport, the scout planes are more effective at it. and we get a 93% chance from 2 of them. I don't need a third on a 93% chance. Go ahead and take that small chance of something going wrong. And there you go. That is our 4th mission responded to. As long as we succeed, we will be complete. It's already mid-afternoon. I think I need to assign crew, but I need to know who I want to assign. Let's take a look at the crew. I don't know if there's anything that tells me, oh, we can hire more crew members. And I think that would be a wise thing to do, to hire at least a couple more, but we've got to have this expanded barracks done before we add any more pilots or crew. The crew, other than having the morale, does not seem to have any direct attributes. They have their priorities list, but otherwise they are just generic one after another. So for now, it doesn't really matter who we assign as long as we assign 3 crew members. So we'll just take the first 3 on the list. We are still having some sort of issue about refueling, it looks like. Boiler tank is ready. We can make purified water here. And I think we already had an option on making purified water. Yeah, 2 for 1. We can cancel that now from the field kitchen. And we now have this, which is more efficient. 1 for 1 ratio. And we could also increase that from 10 to 20. And then now we could start making fuel from food and raw water. Don't know what our fuel count needs to be, but let's make sure we have at least 20, I suppose. And we only have 8, it looks like. We do need more water, and we can harvest again over here. There might be others out there, but I seem to get enough water for our purposes out of that. But ammunition continues to be something I haven't quite solved. It says I have low caliber ammo, but I haven't seen it anywhere. There's our low caliber ammo. It's properly stored. Maybe we need more. Let's try to increase our number a little bit. We can hold 1,000 in one stack. Mission success. Not by much, but they did succeed. That's a victory point, and the base mood is up a little bit, which base is fine. Okay, own a tier 2 runway. That's next. 5 victory points. That's easy enough. We need to get 5 more, not the 4 we have, not counting. Order a Spitfire and build a fuel tank. Well, we don't have a fuel tank. We have a boiler. But let's increase this number to 500. Next up for us is the herb dryer. We're going to go ahead and get that constructed. We still need the glass distillery and the espionage radio. And the indoor kitchen as well. I'll create meals and purified water, I'm sure, in a better manner. So let's get that indoor kitchen on the go. Yeah, we need to get this other barracks finished before we do any further expansion, before we think about the tier 2 runway, especially as it's going to take a lot of our crew members. Dangerous recon mission. Okay, we can use all 5, but what will our 2 recon? 99%. Easy. Head on out, boys. I feel like I already need more crew members. We are making slow progress anyway on this. They just have not been there much for a while. I think we used up kind of all everything we had, and yeah, we don't have any tarps, so nobody's been working the tailoring station here recently. This is the problem with such a small crew. The tasks are starting to outdo the number of bodies that we have. The daily work grind, and we did turn off that 1 hour of work. But it looks like somebody is coming down here to work. Nope. They cut straight on through to go get some water. Well, that's nearly done anyway. They are doing new projects. It's fine. Okay, herb dryer. Medicine. Mission success. Comfortably. Victory point. Good on that part. Let's get back to this herb dryer. What do we have? Luxury goods takes herbs. And that takes herbs too. We don't want to do much with this one. Let's start with like 10. And same with the luxury goods. We'll keep it at 20. which we already have more than that now, so that won't be any constructed. So the pilots do have tasks as well, just general labor and then crafting and repairs. So they are some of the ones available for those kind of tasks. And here we go. We've got another mission, light bomber interception. Again, the gardening is just taking up so much, but the food's okay. So we're okay there. I just can't get them to quite finish the other tasks that we need right now. Okay, light bomber, that means fighting. That means our first plane. He already bumps us to a 70%. And we get to 98. That's enough. We only need to scramble 2 guys. Be nice to scramble 2 of the correct ones, though. We just haven't gotten what we need here of late. I'm not going to assign anything new until we kind of get through this. Have we already got our kitchen? No. No metal. We don't have any metal, I don't think. Sad thing is we do have people that are just standing around with nothing to do, which means I need to make sure that there's more of them set to crafting and repairs, like our medics. We can put it on a 3. Same for the cooks. And you can see there's only a couple field mechanics that have that as a top priority. As soon as we go to hire somebody, the first one we need to hire is a field mechanic. Looks like the Taylor station was slightly bugged out. I got it fixed, and tarp creation's on the go, and we'll finally get this complete. A lot of guys are sitting around with nothing to do. Mission successful quite comfortably. Another victory point as well. We're up to 6. 3 will go for this slot. We're going to need 4 for this slot. We are also going to need to make the medium parking spot, which is going to be sand, brick, and planks. Let's go ahead and get the first of those. Wow, that's a lot bigger than I expected. Let me verify that it is what we need. It just says bigger parking spot. How do I know that it needs a medium? Well, I assume. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't say. Tier 2. Suppose that means medium. Yeah, there you go. Medium parking. Okay, we'll get him placed down here. I think we'll put the other out here somewhere. But we have a light fighter interception that we need to go on. And these guys still don't have ammo replacement. They not figured that out yet. Maybe I can just squeeze in the other medium parking spot right out here. And then put a windsock between the pair. There we go. Mission successful. There was an interception, but it was a recon check. And it looks like they, well, it says pursuit successful. Targets eliminated, but maybe they just ran away because there was no fight. Crew confidence went up, no damage. So we are generating plenty of food for the group we have right now. Down to 16 on the raw water. See if I can find another pond. There's one there. As we go to push into a new day, base morale is at 93.5. Very solid for not having a lot of bonuses. We just gave them an extra hour of rest, and that's making a big difference. And the not getting things done was less to do with the amount of tasks and more to do with the slightly glitched out process that we had. Here's another one of those. I need to flip these because you can make metal, it looks like, from nothing. You just create 5 metal. Here's this one coming again. I'm going to leave the camouflage off. Oh, okay, we got an attack coming in. We want to alert these guys. Please tell me there's ammo. Doesn't look like they have ammo yet. We haven't figured out how to... Wow, they got a lot coming at us. Scramble it all. Priority number 1, please. Thank you. So just as everybody's heading to sleep. Yeah, we're not manning the guns. Or at least we're getting the right plane in air first. And nothing's doing. That's 1 bomber. Double strafe and run. They're attacking before we get airborne. Okay, the gun did get manned. We took out 2 of them. Okay. Hey, that was better. Yeah, we do have some repair parts, and this might be a good time to take care of that and fuel. So we're going to order fuel. We're going to order repairs. Hey, we have ammo. Okay. Maybe he just uses the high caliber. That's why I can't reload. That's why I can't reload. Okay. These guys use the low caliber. He's using the high caliber because it's a cannon where that's machine gun. Okay, we are making progress on the tent. Bit by bit. But clearly, if we're going to expand an operation, it's this one. Let's set this up to 40. Not that we have much storage space, right? That's very limited. I think mostly just because we have so much food. Is this guy done now? Almost. Probably get rid of the outdoor kitchen. Well, that means we need high caliber ammo if we're using that on that other one. So high caliber ammo, keep a minimum. And week 2 comes to an end with 4 successful missions, and the delivery part was good. I think we should be adding in another anti-aircraft gun because the scrambling planes are not getting in the air fast enough, or at least we're not detecting them fast enough to get the planes in the air fast enough. That's probably what it is. We're not detecting them until they're closer, so we need to improve that situation. But the anti-air worked pretty well. We took out 2 out of 3 planes this last time. I don't think I need the luxury goods right now. I know that we can craft them ourselves. So a radio tower, is that going to help me? That's going to take all 4. That's going to take all 4. What is it going to do for me? Well, a searchlight could help us too. Let's get the radio tower here this week. We've got some ammo coming in and some fuel, just a little bit. The radio tower may clue us into things coming in before it gets into our immediate vicinity. And the barracks is so nearly done. And morale's fine the way we're doing things right now. So I think we're going to be able to start on that second airfield here real soon. So airstrip. Let's see what we can do. I don't know how much room we need. Maybe if we start from up here. So tier 2, 14 meters wide. We need to change the type. Oh, buddy, this is... That's the edge of the map? No. Yes? Oh, that's that. Okay, that's that crossroad. Sand? There you go. Tier 2. Little wider than it needed to be. A couple meters wider. We'll get that airstrip made. Oh, nice. Okay. And the tent is done while we were prepping that. So let's get some sleeping quarters set up for at least a few. A shelf is a little bit better than a drawer. Oh, but it's wider. Yeah, we don't have to get crazy. Just put a drawer in. That'll give us 3 more spots. And that also means we can afford to bring in our second Hawker Hurricane. Are we ready for the... Yes, we are, for the bow fighter. And we actually do have enough victory points to bring in the first of those guys. How's those beds coming? Not ready yet. Bring in the other plane in the morning. Airfield. We're getting somewhere. And we have a birthday mission, so that's an easy one. 93%. I think that's close enough. Let's go ahead and head out on the mission. Right now we have like a kind of a 1-to-1 ratio on the number of seeds that are coming in versus the number of plots. So I'd like to go ahead and expand this guy just a little bit. Give him one more row, and that will increase the number of seeds as we head into a new day. I think it's also time we try to expand the crew. What we needed was field mechanic more than anything else. So can you give me an option to hire? Ooh, it's gonna cost me victory points. We got field engineer, a laborer, or a cook. Well, we'll cancel that for now. We'll try again later. Looking specifically for a field mechanic. Okay, mission successful. Quite easily, actually. It's time to go ahead and bring in our first Bristol bow fighter. Even though the Spitfire needs 5 and we only have 5, it's going to be a while before we get that. Fight capability, kind of split range. This is going to be the bombing capability, transport capability. That's where it's going to shine. Maybe we'll take just one for now. And then we'll start focusing on our tier 2. That one comes in with a crew of 2, a pilot and a gunner, which used both spots. And actually that last bed's still not even done, but it's nearly done. Just need some planks. Are we out of wood? I do not see any wood. We need wood. Let's chop down a tree. Let's harvest. Okay, let's clear this land a little bit more. There we go. A few trees right there. And let's get the trees out right here as well. We did not finish our one bed, so one of our crew members did not get good sleep last night. We need to get ahead of this and get a couple more beds made. And we've got to intercept a bomber here. Should be easy enough with the fighters. Yeah, 97% sounds good to me. There we go. That bed will be ready for tonight. That's enough for the crew we now have. This will give me room for 2 more. Which we'll need one for a pilot here soon, and we're going to try to get that one crew member. Ground crew. I'd love to get a couple. Mission successful, quite easy. There's the 5 victory points. That runway is on its way. And with these tasks complete, we should get a lot more done on the runway here in the next little bit. I'm guessing, yeah, we're out of sand or cement, whatever it is. Or is it just raw sand? What are you using? Ground type. Just sand. We need to harvest more sand. Looks like the sand pit does regrow over time. Let's go ahead and take both. We just ran out of sand is all. Now we only have 2 victory points. We need a few more before we can do anything, but that is a tier 1 parking spot, so we can prep a tier 1 parking spot for the eventuality. And assuming that it's going the same direction, place that right over here. Recon mission. 2 scouts are the obvious ones for this, so send them out. 99%. That should get us number 3. There we go, mission successful. And now that we're harvesting sand, we're making progress on the airfield. We do have a couple pilots sitting around with nothing that they can do. Okay, time to scramble. Time to scramble. Here we go. Alarm, scramble. We want to move you up the list. Scramble these 2 guys. It's only 1 plane coming in. So just scrambling the 2. Yeah, see they can't intercept in time. Okay, these guys are coming. It's got to be a detection thing. Speaking of detection thing, hey, we've got a radio tower. Let's get that built up and we can place that. Alright, our anti-air did get the job done. I'll head back to sleep now. shot down the plane. Work's beginning on the radio tower, which has taken its priority above the airfield, and that airfield's going to take a good while to finish. So we're going to take on another mission. Scouting 96% with just one in the air. Yeah, let's do it. It's also about time that we begin laying the groundwork for our little community center type location. So we're going to utilize this location for amenities. So we're going to be able to kind of transfer a lot of this to an indoor type station. Mission success. I did give us a small chance of failure on that, but while our draw was low, their draw was even lower. Well, we have a radio tower now. Not that I know exactly what that's going to do for us, but I'm sure it's got to be helpful somehow, right? Well, by the way, here is our status and what it's going to take to get to a Group B field, and that's a Tier 2 runway with minimum of 2+ runways and a minimum of 3+ parking spots. We already have our second runway being constructed, which is the Tier 2, and we already have 3+ parking spots. So we will progress to Group B, which will open up a little bit more for us. We got 2 days till our next check-in with them. Let's check in with the crew again and see if we have any. We do have a field mechanic. There you go. Let's go ahead and hire one. Drops us back down to 3, but that does take care of a need for us. One additional grounds crewman to help us get work done, which work is getting done. We are making some progress. Airfield's got such a long ways to go, though. Quite the process. Let's go ahead and set this to harvest again. There is more out here. Let's go ahead and set it to harvest as well. Well, our next task, espionage radio, is something we still have not built, so let's get that constructed here. Gotta have all the things, right? Morale's definitely starting to take a hit, but we are ready with our new center. So what do we have? This is for the snooker table, mood plus 15. Oh, that's good. Energy, metal shelf, bar stool. Oh, there's our, okay, we're into our end of week. Let's go ahead, and we already got the radio tower. A second AA gun is probably handy, and then I think we can get like a searchlight, and then after that it's simulators and exercise trainers of various types. So let's get the AA gun. Plain bombs are the only one I'm not constructing. It's not on my queue list, so let's just go ahead and bring some in. They're bringing us 4 anyway, but 4 is not enough. 50 will set us up well. Jukebox, plus 10 mood. Spread these things out a little bit. Play guitar for any crew, mood plus 15. So having a guitar or a piano could be helpful things to us. So let's go ahead and get a piano made and a guitar. Place the guitar next to it, and then chairs. Pilot competition, huh? Heraldry seems to be our highest level. He was the original one we brought in, so we'll send him. Only 57%, but you can only send one. Making further progress on the airfield. Parking spots already ready to go. 2 more victory points and a completed airfield, and we can bring that in. How are we doing on our sand pit's already back up to 350, so let's go ahead and harvest again. Doesn't take it long to refill. Although stock and water is not looking great, but we can grab some more from here. Oh, not enough chairs. Oh, that's going to be taken care of here. I think that'll be enough amenities, at least for a little bit. They can kind of take turns getting big mood boosts. And he failed. Miserably. He wasn't even close. I think his maximum would... We are not the best. Not yet. The glass distillery is the last one that we needed to make. Strong medicine, luxury goods, and fuel. Seems to be a pretty healthy upgrade on things. Let's go ahead and at least schedule it. This is our other AA gun, which I think we can place over here. That kind of gives us one in the vicinity of either airfield. And we are getting much closer to this being done. Probably need more sand though, so let's make sure. Rainy recon mission. Sounds easy enough. 90%, that'll give us 99 with 2 guys. We need to chop down some more trees though. We'll harvest back a little bit further here. Well, folks, we've definitely reached the end of the first phase. We've gotten multiple successful missions. We're just one victory point shy of what we need to order a plane. We have a spot. We just need to finish, and it's coming along pretty quick. So this runway will be done soon, and we will be in to Tier 2. And we're going to pick up with that next time. The chairs situation will be taken care of soon with the new large ones as we chop down some trees. And you can see that's already happening. They're hauling wood away. The low water stock is not that big of a deal as we have plenty, but we are using the water for kind of a number of things as we end another night. But we seem to be maybe just a couple days away, and don't worry too much about how things are going, except for these guys might be getting awfully tired at this point. Their success estimate is 0. Panic, airplane can't fly. Can we? I'm guessing that's going to use a lot more fuel. You know what? Send them both out. It's fine. So for some reason, we are panicked, and I'm guessing that's because they just came back from a mission. Just got back. Super, super tired. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. We're definitely going to get into this Tier 2. We'll do, I think, 2 more episodes. But so far, so good. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.